What's up, everybody? How are we doing? It's crazy cold out here. What an absolute honor to be here on the steps of the Supreme Court speaking, surrounded by so many of my friends, my colleagues, and all the other brave souls who have pushed this battle forward. That I can even be a small part of this movement at just the age of 20. And to start speaking out at just 17 years old is something that no words could really capture my gratitude for. I love you guys so much. This has been the culmination of years of work by perhaps one of the most eclectic groups of individuals in politics ever. The transitioning of children is so awful and horrific that it's managed to create this massive movement that has unified Democrats, Republicans, Christians, atheists, and really just about everybody to fight for the safety of our children. And I'm so thankful for every single one of you here. I feel like the suffering that I went through as a child and the grief and the guilt that my mom and dad experienced while they had their healthy daughter ripped away from them was not in vain. This movement has empowered me to take back my life from rock bottom and advocate not just for myself, but my family, and to use our pain, our grief, for the greater good, to help others across the country and beyond. Because no child deserves to feel the pains of menopause at the age of 13 like I did. No child deserves joint issues before they can legally drive a car. No child deserves to cry in anticipation of whether they've been sterilized or not by cross-sex hormones. And yet, this is how I live every single day. When I look down at the scars and the skin grafts where my breasts are missing, I cannot help but yearn for the parts of myself that I never am going to have ever again. This all began before I was even a teenager, and it spanned almost the entirety of my adolescence. Most of my formative years were lost at the hands of the abuse of my doctors. I didn't have a chance, but I am grateful that the kids who come after me, who are being victimized by the ACLU, now are being given one. I'm grateful that the state of Tennessee has listened to the stories of victims like me, that they have pumped the brakes hard on this practice, that the Supreme Court is willing to listen so soon and set a precedent that will allow most of the nation to protect children. In fact, 26 states have realized that transitioning children is not medicine. It's abuse. Over half of the states in our union have banned at least surgeries from being performed on minors. Most of these states have enacted those laws in just the last 2 years. This was an absolute wholesale rejection of gender ideology. We have defeated the medical establishment. We have defeated the special interest groups. We've empowered the states, despite the federal governments, and we are saving children. Let's be clear, in case it wasn't clear already, nothing about this ideology aligns with the values on which our nation was founded. We are a people who love our beautiful children the way that they were made, and this mutilation has no place in our country. The Supreme Court is going to do the right thing. Most of them are parents. They understand how wrong this is. They know that children don't deserve the type of childhood that I did. They know that the solution to the distress of our children is not lying to them. It's not taking away parts of their bodies or unskippable parts of their developments. It doesn't take a degree in biology to understand that a drug cocktail and a scalpel do not make a child the opposite sex. You don't have to be a biologist to know that no child is born in the wrong body. That children are perfectly made in God's image. That what happened to me and other detransitioners must and will not happen ever again. This decision will be the final wound that is ultimately going to take down this horrific ideology. This fight is far from over yet. As states have banned this, states like my home state of California have gone in the opposite direction. They are ripping families apart, whether they live there or not. They are off the reservation. And gender ideology will not be defeated until we defeated it in all 50 states and federally. And this will happen if we keep on fighting. So we must continue to fight. We need to fight for our children and our families. We need to fight to destroy the ideological capture of our institutions. Fight to take this out of our healthcare and our educational systems. We will strive to hold every last hospital, organization, and doctor and surgeon accountable for their crimes against our children. I filed a lawsuit against Kaiser Permanente with Center for American Liberty because I will not stop until I have emptied the pockets of my abusers. And in doing so, we are creating a wave of detransitioners and other victims who ultimately will achieve complete and total justice for the harms that have plagued our lives and our country. My mom and dad did the best that they could with the lies that were pushed on them by these butchers. I love my family. So I just want to tell those of you parents out there who are fighting tooth and nail for your children, your efforts are not in vain. We see you. Help is going to be on the way for you and your child. The children and the protesters who believe that they were born wrong, or that children can be born wrong, I just want to say that I love you. I love you. I know how difficult it is to experience the pain of hating your sex, of hating your body, of wanting to die, wanting to take your own life, of going through the process of transition. They are not alone in their pain. They have been lied to about who they are, what it really means to be happy, to be healthy or whole. But I will tell you all this. You all are beautiful just the way that you were made. With all of your unique qualities, everything that makes you different is your strength. You deserve to be loved just as you are, to grow up in a healthy body. And one day, you will find your identity outside of this. There are only two genders, but there are infinite ways to love yourself, to love our children within the bounds of reality. Our children deserve better, and they need our help right now, in this moment. We must not stop fighting for them until the very end.